Welcome, I'm Sarah Jane Ampasal and I'm going to report about Japan Haikus by Isa or Kabayashi Isa. Now let's tackle about the life of Isa. Kuba, the poet who became known as Kabayashi Isa, was a Japanese exponent of the haiku form of short story. He learned this form at school in Tokyo under master teachers Shogun and Shikuya. The basic element of this form of poetry is that the writer is able to cleverly capture a specific image or feeling using sensory language. This might be inspired by something natural such as moving experience or the observation of natural in spirit form. We all know that Japan is the origin of haikus, and some of the famous poets of other nationalities adopt haiku. Isa was born Kabayashi Nobuyuki in 1763 in a rural farming area called Kashiwabara, found in the Shinano province. He had a difficult childhood, having lost his mother, and then when his father remarried, he could not get along with his stepmother and stepbrother. Despite his family troubles, he started writing poetry at the early age, and he was sent at the age of 14 to Tokyo where he could study the haiku form. His family gave him no financial support. Thus was the only way to get into the school of poetry at Kashokuhika was work in many hours as he could in menial jobs. He had many obstacles in life, from no support financially from his family, but he never gave up, and eventually in 1791, he was so well versed in the art of haiku that he was appointed to a teaching post at the school. This was unfortunately short-lived, as the stricter, more traditional ideals of the school did not fit well with Isa's modernistic style of haiku. He was unwilling to compromise, so elected to take the road for the next few years. Seeking inspiration from province to province, he was supported in these endeavors by one Shibe Natsumi, and during his travel, he adopted the pen name of Isa for the first time. With a wealth of new poems behind him, he published his first collection in Tokyo in 1795, called it Tabihoshi. Isa also traveled in 16 years extensively, and he recounted his experience in further collection, such as Koyowajoki and Waga Harushu. The following year, he had returned to his hometown of Kashiwabara. Eventually, his father died, and his step-family had engineered a way to dishonor his late father's will. Isa married about the same time, but his marriage was an unhappy one, with all of his children dying in infancy, followed by their mother. Isato was now a renewed figure in the form of haiku poetry, as so many readers found it easier to read than earlier version of it. Isa strived to make his poetry interesting and relevant, and as a result, gained legions of followers both during his lifetime and the years that followed. He wrote about the natural world around him as well as his experience of human behavior, the good one and the bad one. Eventually, Kabayashi Nobuyuki or Isa died in 1827. He was 64 years old. The haiku form of Isa was a prolific writer who produced over 20,000 haiku along with hundreds of tanka. Even if Isa died, he contributed a lot about haiku. His haiku is being used until now. There are some examples of Isa's three-line haikus: simple ideas, simple language, short and to the point. For example, the haiku of "Don't cry that fly. Look, don't kill that fly. It is making a prayer to you by rubbing its hand and feet." Also, "A bath when you are born." His death poem. "A bath when you're born, A bath when you die. How stupid. Even on the smallest island, even on the smallest island, they were tiling the fields, Skylar's singing. This is the example of some example of Isa's 20,000 haikus. His haiku is simple but have the huge meaning. Isa's haikus are as attentive to the small creatures of the world, mosquitoes, bats, cats, as they are tinged with sorrow and an awareness of nuisance of human behavior. In addition to haiku, Isa wrote pieces that intertwined prose and poetry, including Journey of My Father's Last Day and The Year of My Life. Also, Isa's have quote. His quote is, "In the cherry blossom shade, there's no such thing as a stranger," by Kabayashi Isa. So that's all for my report about Isa or the Japan cycles. Thank you.